Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome to another Q&A video because some of you want to get to know me a little better and that's fair enough. So all these questions are from my Discord. If you want to ask me questions in future, head on over to it, the link is in the description. I'm going to stop plugging my Discord now. Before I start, I need to address something. There is a new Kerbal Space Program series starting soon with tape, and it's going to be a space warfare series. I had 1,000,001 questions about it. Yes, the sequel to Fall of Kerbin, it's coming. It's on the way. It takes a lot of work to get a new series started. We finished the mod list. We are working on it. I'm in the middle of writing the rules, but these things take some time. We're also both getting RAM upgrades to actually be able to run the ridiculous amount of mods that we're actually using. Well, more information about that in the Discord. Stop promoting the Discord. Okay, but yeah, that is on the way. Don't freak out. It should probably arrive beginning of February, maybe? I don't know. Probably. Let's get into the questions. What's your most embarrassing moment from school? When they discovered my YouTube channel. Yeah, that wasn't a fun time to be me. Tea or coffee? Now, I am partial to both, but I can't start the day without my coffee in the morning, so it's got to be coffee. I'm not a particularly good British person, but yeah, I need coffee to get me going in the morning, which probably isn't a good sign, really. I should really ease myself off it, but hey. Moving on, will you continue hanging out with subscribers on occasion as your channel continues to grow? Now, I don't hang out with subscribers as often as I should. I'm a relatively small channel. I could, and I have a Discord. Stop promoting it! Anyway, yeah, I should do it more often, really. I honestly don't, but the amount that I tend to do it, which is usually about once a month when I have a live stream or something, I will definitely continue doing that. Just because my channel grows doesn't mean I will stop doing it, but at the moment I don't really do it that often anyway. So actually I think that can be a New Year's resolution, to do that more often. More live streams, more interaction with you guys, more than just, you know, Q&As and naming ships after you in series and stuff. Next question. On your scones, cream then jam or jam then cream? Why would you put jam on first? I mean, like, the whole point is that cream's thicker than jam, so you put the cream on and then you can wipe jam onto cream. You can't wipe cream onto jam because it's thicker. You try and wipe cream onto jam, it just slides around, or it's just gonna squidge out from underneath the cream and you're gonna have a hand full of jam. No, you put the cream on and then you put the jam on top. That's just universally accepted. God, this must have been asked by an American person. Moving on. Will you name ships, Kerbals, or locations after subscribers in the upcoming Space Warfare series? Probably not, but we are accepting subscriber-submitted designs for the new series because there are going to be a few neutral factions, like pirates and just smaller factions around to try and make things a little bit more interesting, because it's a big solar system, so it's going to take a few turns for us to expand and such. And just to keep things interesting, we're going to have some battles against smaller neutral factions, which the craft are going to be submitted by you guys. And then Tape and I, so I'll put the neutral ships out for Tape to encounter in his turn, he'll put them out for me to encounter. They'll be protecting valuable planets and such, just so you've got to have a bit of combat, you know, so you can't just have unlimited expansion. And we have a bit of combat in the earlier episodes to make it a bit more interesting. Would you have blockading planet and or orbital bombardment in the upcoming Space Warfare series? How will it be like if there would be these? Quite a long-winded question, but yes, we are going to have some orbital bombardment mechanics. We're going to have sort of nuke ships. We have to figure out the rules around these at the moment, like how expensive they're going to be. But I think at the moment we're going with the whole orbit has to be clear of enemy spacecraft. And then you can bombard the planet with nukes and stuff, but it destroys the infrastructure of the planet, so you're probably going to want to invade a planet to capture its infrastructure and stuff, all the points you get from it, because we are going to have a point system where each planet gives you a certain amount towards your total amount you can launch that turn. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin too much of it. I'll save more of the surprise for the actual series, but yeah, that's how it's going to work. So we'll have some kind of orbital bombardment mechanic. Will the new series battles also happen on planet surfaces or only in space? Yes, so that sort of leads in from the previous point. If you want to save a planet's infrastructure, you don't just nuke the whole thing, then yes, you are going to need to invade a planet, and that will involve landing ground troops. This is not going to be like you launch a certain amount each turn. I think it's going to be, instead of building a mine on a planet, you'll build like a planetary base thing. I give you a set amount of points to work with, you can spend on your ground troops. and then you only really deploy those when you need to actually defend the planet, you know, try and keep the lag down. So we won't have units deployed unless they actually need to be there. It's mostly going to be centered on the spacecraft and the space battles, but yes, there will be a lot of ground stuff as well. That'll be ships, that'll be tanks, that'll be aircraft, depending of course on the planet and what kind of surface it has. What is your favourite colour? Turquoise. How much of life do you spend on your YouTube channel and associated stuff? Far too much, but it doesn't really matter because it's something I love doing. It's not a chore. Well, most of the time it's not a chore. Sometimes it is. If it's a particularly crashy day on Kerbal Space Program or something, then yeah, sometimes it can be a bit more of a chore. But no, I do, like 99% of the time, I absolutely love what I do. It's just a hobby. That's why I don't set myself a schedule. If I set myself a schedule and I'm forcing myself to make videos, it doesn't become fun anymore. It becomes, as I said, a chore. But no, I just make videos as and when I can, and it's just a fun thing that I do, and I happen to make a small amount of pocket money out of it as well. So yeah, no, I really enjoy it, and it doesn't really bother me that it does suck up a lot of my time, because to be honest, I'd just be playing games in that time anyway. What do you do besides YouTube and life, and do you have any interesting stories to share with us from that? Please tell an interesting story if you do. I do quite a lot in my life other than YouTube. Some people seem to forget this, seem to make the assumption that YouTube is just the only hobby I have. I'm actually a really busy person. So I'm in 3 orchestras, a jazz band, 3 choirs. I do a lot of music, so I play the violin and the saxophone, and I sing as well. I'm also in a cadet force, I'm in a musical, I do a lot of extracurricular stuff. I just love to be busy, you know, something my mum's always told me. So if you need something doing, ask a busy person. A lot of my friends will ask me, how is it you even have time to do homework and stuff? I'm just really good at budgeting my time, because I've always got so much to do. I can't afford to procrastinate, and I hate procrastinating, but I've always got, you know, so much on my shoulders that it keeps me from procrastinating. And yeah, I just go insane if I've got nothing to actually do with my time. I just love being busy. Although sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming. For the most part, I really enjoy it. Interesting story-wise, I don't know, I got 100% in a maths test the other week. That's about as interesting as my life gets, to be honest. What is your favourite type of coffee or tea? Favourite kind of coffee, just a bog standard Americano, not a bloody pumpkin spiced latte or whatever crap Starbucks serves. No, just your bog standard coffee, really. You can't beat a good old Americano with 1 sugar and a bit of milk. When did you and Tape first meet? Tape and I have never actually met. Yeah, we probably should have, considering he goes to uni not too far from where I live, but if we did meet up, I don't really know what we'd do. We can't exactly go for a drink or something, because I'm 17. So, yeah, I guess we could kind of hang out, but like, we don't even play games together that often. We collab a lot, and he's a great guy, and we talk on Skype, but we're mostly just discussing the new series, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually met Tape. I just, when I was planning Collaborative Warfare, I sent comments and emails to, must have been something like 50 YouTubers, because I was off, well, I just had my tonsils cut out, so I had nothing better to do than plan YouTube series. And yeah, and then since then we've been collaborating, but I've never actually met him in real life. Maybe I should. Maybe that's a new resolution for 2018. I don't really do New Year's resolutions, but there you go, there's one. Why do you choose KSP as your main channel game? Mainly just because it lines up with my interests so much. I know I said I do a lot of music, but I do also do a lot of engineering, a lot of STEM, electronics and stuff. And my aim in life is to actually become a rocket scientist. So really the more technical term is aerospace engineer. That's the course I'm aiming for at university, aerospace engineering. That's what I'm working towards for my A-levels and a lot of my hobbies. I've done volunteer work at Brooklands Museum, restoring a TSR-2. So yeah, KSP just lines up perfectly with all of my interests, everything that I aim towards in my life, and yeah, and it's also just a pretty awesome freaking game. It wasn't originally going to be like that. I just played KSP because, as I said, it's an awesome game that I enjoyed, and then it just sort of took off, all the KSP stuff. I used to just do whatever took my fancy, and then the KSP stuff took off, and even now you can look at my channel page and see other games that I do that don't get anywhere near as many views as the KSP stuff. So yeah. What do you feel your biggest success / regret in life was? Now, I don't really talk about my personal life much on this channel, mainly because I'm of the opinion that most people use YouTube to escape from their own lives. But really, my biggest success in life was probably getting over a lot of things that happened in my life. I'm not going to go too far into detail, but when I was 14 and 15, I did go through a lot of difficult things in my life, which was kind of a low point. I hit rock bottom a few times, and I think my biggest success was really just moving past all that. My message to a lot of people who are going through difficult times at the moment is there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, these things don't go on forever. Okay, there is always an end to it, and I think the key to getting through things like that is really just trying to focus on the good things. If you just wallow in your sadness all the time, then you're just going to get into a downward spiral of just being miserable and making the people around you miserable, causing them to gradually drift away from you, in turn making you more miserable. It's just a never-ending cycle, really. It kind of ties in with my biggest regret, to be honest, because the sort of kick in the balls I got to stop acting the way I was when, honestly, one of my closest friends I've ever had just up and ditched me one day. Just said stop being so sad all the time, honestly. I think that was really what I needed. My biggest regret in life is losing that friend, and I'm sad it took me losing that friend to essentially wake up and face the music. But really, yeah, as I said, my biggest success was then realizing actually my life doesn't have to be like this, and just focusing on the good things again, making myself as busy as possible, taking on loads of new hobbies, focusing on the good things in life, and just moving past it, not trying to ignore what's happening in my life, but just accept it for what it was and then just live my life around it. And this has got quite deep and personal to me. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much, but yeah, as I said, my message to people who are going through tough times is just don't lose hope, and pretty much just keep going. I mean, one of the things that was spawned from that is me just trying to do new stuff, as I put a lot more work into my YouTube channel, a lot more work into my music, and that was what, you know, I started doing KSP series like KSP Interstellar, which then led into Collaborative Warfare, which then led into Fall of Kerbin, and then over time I got over it. I moved on with my life, and I think now I'm a really happy person. I'm much better for it. So there you go. That got a bit complicated there, didn't it? Yeah, let's move on to a much more sophisticated question. Shoe sock, or shoe sock sock? Shoe sock sock! What do you take me for, man? Are you a pilot or in flight school? No, I am not. My dad was a pilot, but I have vertigo. It's not a fear of heights. It is different. It is a medical condition where I can't control my balance properly. The fluid in my ears that, you know, tells you your balance, that doesn't work for me, so I have to rely on my sight. I've grown up with it, so it's not a problem most of the time, but sometimes I'll just look up at the sky, the clouds will be moving, and I'll just lose all balance. I will just fall over flat on my face. And because of that, I don't think I'd be a particularly good pilot, considering I just utterly lose my balance sometimes when I'm on a plane or when I'm up a tall building or something. Most of the time it's fine. As I said, I've grown up with it, so I've come to deal with it, but sometimes it is a little bit annoying. So as such, yeah, I've never really got into flying. I want to design the planes and the rockets. I don't want to be the monkey in them. Why was Fall of Kerbin done only with tape? A lot of people have asked this. Why did you just shaft Twitchy and Agonarch and the other people that you used to collaborate with? I mean, first of all, I didn't shaft them. Agonarch had life stuff, that's why Collaborative Warfare stopped being made. Twitchy, maybe I did shaft him a bit. Sorry, Twitchy. I need to collaborate with Twitchy again. He was such a cool guy. I love you, Twitchy. I still watch your videos. But why was it done only with tape? Because we were the two people that got our videos out on time. Collaborative Warfare was between me and him, let's be honest. Like, from the get-go, he was the first YouTuber that replied, he was massively invested in it, and immediately we had a rivalry. We were the first people to go to war. It was basically between us and the other guys. It was great having multiple people, but they slowed the series down to a crawl. I was always planning my next move against tape, and then I'd have to wait for 3 other people to make their videos warring against each other. Honestly, we wanted a series to just be exciting, so we could just keep going turn by turn by turn, keep things moving and keep it focused and get the videos coming out on a regular schedule. And because of that, it was just easiest to do it with 2 people, and it worked so well. That's what we're going to do for the next series as well. Are you and Tape part of some big conspiracy? Wouldn't you like to know? Coke or Pepsi? Ugh, neither, man. Ugh, I do not like fizzy drinks unless they're alcoholic. I don't have a problem, I promise. But yeah, Coke and Pepsi, yuck. No, definitely not. Horrible. Would you kill baby Hitler? That's a question. I'm of the opinion that humanity has to make mistakes before it can actually learn from those mistakes. If we didn't have a Hitler, someone would have just replaced him, and we would have made all the horrendous mistakes that led to World War II anyway. Honestly, yeah, we would have made those mistakes with or without Hitler, so no, I would not have killed baby Hitler, because then I'd have a baby murder on my conscience, and all the same things would probably have happened anyway. Maybe not as bad, maybe far worse. You can't predict these things. No, I would not. How was your overall experience playing full of Kerbin? For the most part, it was really good fun. If I had a turn where KSP decided not to crash every 5 minutes, and it was a successful turn and not too laggy, you know, I just had a bit of fun, flew some planes, shot some stuff down. Yeah, it was really good fun. Sometimes I'd have a turn where everything just went wrong. Usually when I had to do a naval battle, it'd take like 3 hours to record, and it would crash 50 times, and if I do like half the turn, then it crashes and I lose all my progress. It would sort of drive me mad. But no, for the most part, I really did enjoy it. Editing it and doing the post-commentary was the bit that wasn't too fun. But for the most part, I just listened to music in the background, did my turn, which was nice and chill, sped it all up to 4 times, whatever, did my post-commentary, and uploaded it, and then saw your guys' reactions to it, and how much you guys loved it. So yeah, no, I really did enjoy making it, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy making the new series as well. Say you are an evil villain with plans of global domination, how would you take over the world? Simple, I just colonize Mars and declare myself ruler of it. I don't have to subjugate anyone because I'm the only person there. Job done. Do you speak Penguin? If so, let's hear some. Well, of course I do. I'm a little rusty though. Do you have tea with milk or not? What do you take me for? I'm not a barbarian. Of course I have milk with it. Do you have pets? No. Did you miss me? From Omega Goldfish. No, I did not. Do you like pineapple on pizza? I only recently started liking pineapple. I used to hate it when I was younger, and as such I've never actually had it on pizza. If I ever got pizza with pineapple on it, I would take the pineapple off, not because I hated pineapple with pizza, but because I hated pineapple. And then recently I tried it again and I really liked it, but I haven't actually tried it on pizza since. So I don't have an opinion on this, so you can't start a flame war in the comments disagreeing with me. Hopefully. And finally, probably the most heartfelt question in the entire list. Biscuit or cookie? I'm going to have to say cookie. I'm very partial to a good old Maryland or a chocolate chip. Biscuits are lovely and all, but you just can't beat a chocky chip cookie. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this Q&A. If you have questions for me, head over to the Discord. I promise I'll stop plugging it sometime and ask them. We've got a little thing, what are they called? Like, thingamabobby? A channel, there you go. I actually had to go look that up. I probably should have edited this out, but this episode was done with minimal editing in the audio department. I'm probably going to have to do far more in the video department with all the Spelunky gameplay. I hope you've enjoyed watching me be terrible at it. But yeah, thank you for watching everyone. I'm rambling now. I will see you all next time.